Hello my friends, here like every week Xiomara Mayo Ingram with your emotional cafe session, and today we have the topic all or nothing. And let's start by saying what I mean when I say all or nothing, because let me tell you this, for some people it's a mentality, for others it's a behavior. Others see it as an attitude, and in other cases some people refer to it as some form of personality disorder. Let me tell you this, I don't know what you think it is, but in my case I suffer from that as a mentality and an attitude that I kept having in my life, that I wanted things to be done my way, and I wanted to go to the places that I chose, and I wanted people to do what I want them to do, and if not, I didn't want anything at all. So it doesn't matter what it is to you, but the most important thing is that we know how it's affecting us, and hopefully in this session you'll be able to identify if you're suffering from that all or nothing attitude or behavior. It is important that you know that it's highly related to selfishness. It's a way that we think that we are the center of the universe and that everything spins around us and the world is spinning around us. So it's being totally self-centered and selfish and imposing our will on others. It's a situation in which we have these unrealistic expectations that usually end up turning into obsessions, because we want things the way we want them. And of course it's never going to be fully like that, but it's still, we struggle and we try to push it to get what we want. It is an incapacity, or better say we are totally unable to embrace and accept reality just the way it is. And don't get me wrong, because I'm usually the one promoting that if you don't like your situation, if you don't like your life the way it is, if you don't like your reality the way you're living it, you need to make adjustments and make changes. But what I am talking about here is that incapacity of actually accepting things the way they are, accepting that others have their opinions, their wishes, their needs, the things they like to do, and that it's not always going to be the way we want things to be. It's a total different perspective that I'm talking about when I am referring to all or nothing, and I want to make sure that we're on the same page here with that. These people, and again I can speak on my own behalf, I used to reject and refuse to accept things the way they were, and therefore I was always living in conflict with everybody, because again I wanted things my way and only my way or nothing. And that's what this is about. We usually tend to hide behind perfectionism. We usually use that we like things to be done perfectly as a way to justify our attitudes and behavior and our actions. So if you are finding yourself being truly into everything perfect kind of thing, this is a great opportunity to actually consider if it might be something else in your case, because again I can only share with you what has happened to me and the kind of things that I have learned, so I can help you identify if you are being affected by the same things. We constantly, when we are with that all or nothing mentality, we constantly create chaos and frustration. We're always dissatisfied about everything, and we end up feeling extremely sad because we feel isolated. We start feeling the rejection on people. But imagine what it's like to be around someone that always wants things their way, and this is what I want, or I want nothing at all. There's not a way to please them. There's not a way to, an intermediate point for people to actually come and get closer to us and make us understand that their opinion or whatever they want to do is important too. We don't want to listen to any of that. So it creates chaos and frustration, because at the end we're going to end up being and feeling very lonely, very alone on our own, because people won't want to actually hang out with us or share with us. Everything becomes a power struggle, and I mean everything. If it's a relationship, this is the kind of relationships that you see, that we only see the movie that I pick, or we only go to the restaurant that I want to go eat, or we only eat the food I wanna eat. We only go to meet new places when I want to do that. So when you are in a relationship, it always takes two people to be in a relationship, and therefore each one of them have different needs and different wishes and different things that they enjoy and they would like to do and share with the other person. So when you are into the whole all or nothing thing, what usually happens is that the other person starts feeling totally out of the relationship, not taken into consideration, and somehow starts feeling lonely within the relationship. And eventually, what do you think is going to happen? The relationship is going to suffer. So if you are in a relationship and you're having this power struggle that you only want things your way, or you're only always trying to manipulate the context of things so you can get to do what you want, and I guess this is a great opportunity for you to actually consider things through and look at it from this perspective, because whoever is the person that you are with, it doesn't matter how much they love you, eventually they are going to let you go, because it's simply impossible to continue with that kind of interaction, to continue with that kind of dynamic and enjoy being in a relationship. So, and again, I have been on both places. I have been on both sides of the street, and I can tell you that changes needs to be made in order for the relationship to continue improving and working. Same thing, it's a power struggle when we're at work or if it's a business, because we are very close-minded. We don't want anybody to come with new ideas. We don't want anybody to come with new ways to solve problems. We want things the way we want them, and sometimes it doesn't work out that way. So consider, if you're part of a team, of any professional team, of any work setting, that you keep this in mind, because you are not alone there. So another power struggle that we find with the all or nothing has to do with our other interpersonal relationships with our extended family, with the other members of our family, maybe our neighbors, and especially our friends. And the closer the friends are, trust me, that it's even worse, because they know us, they accept us, they love us, so we simply push it and push it and push it, always trying to get our way. And sometimes we get upset, we go out as a group, and if we say, and this is the worst part of it, my friends, that we don't enjoy life the way that we should be. Maybe we're in a group and we decide that we're going to go to an Italian restaurant, and I want to go to a Chinese restaurant, and if they don't want to go to Chinese, they want to go to Italian, usually the person like me, when you have this mentality of all or nothing, what we do is that we go, but we refuse to eat, we don't want to eat, we have a long face, we are not enjoying it. And that's the worst part, because sometimes it just takes negotiation, and it just takes to know that maybe this time you didn't get to go and watch that movie or go to that restaurant, but next time maybe it'll be your turn to pick. So why not to enjoy the movie tonight? Why not to enjoy the restaurant that you're going to with your friends today, and then later on, over the week or over the month, you can enjoy the one that you chose. So it's a win-win situation, but with the all or nothing behavior or mentality, it's always a losing situation for those interacting with us. So it is all about that power struggle, about imposing our will and being able to do what we want and get things our way, or not wanting them at all. I don't want them anymore. So keep that in mind. The common behavior, as I was saying, is I want this or don't want anything at all. It only shows, it's a total display of an adult tantrum, and it's funny because we see it in kids, and it's totally normal when we see it in kids, but when it's us doing it, it's so hard for us to actually realize that we're being immature and that we're acting like kids. And that's exactly how we're acting. We're acting like a 2-year-old or 3-year-old that cannot understand any reasoning, and it doesn't understand why cannot get whatever is it that he or she wants to get. So what does it reflect, that all or nothing mentality? What exactly puts out there for everybody to see? It really shows the huge emptiness inside of us, that nothing is never enough to make us feel happy or fully satisfied. That's what it shows, that we are very empty and we're always trying to get things external things to try to make us feel happy, and it's simply impossible. Nothing is never good enough. And it also shows a total disconnection from reality. We're not fully aware of who we are in terms of a group or a system, and how we are affecting others. Even people that really love us and want to be close to us, how they start pushing us away simply because of our attitudes and behavior. And it's important to know it never brings the expected results. It doesn't bring them in the long term, it doesn't bring them in the short term. So what is it that you can do? What are my recommendations for you on this session? If you realize with this short session that maybe that's your attitude, maybe that's your mentality, maybe that's your personality or your behavior, I don't know, you can call it whatever you want, but if it's based on the all or nothing kind of thing, my recommendation is to acknowledge it, to identify it, and accept it. Stop denying it or justifying your behavior. You know, admit it. When someone that loves you maybe share how they feel about your attitudes or behavior. When someone calls you out on something, don't get all upset, hypersensitive about the whatever this person's telling you. Go on your own and think about it and see things through and see if maybe this person is right, because you're going to learn and you're going to grow from it. Learn to negotiate, learn to give in, to consider others, to understand that others are entirely, they also have the right to have an opinion. And this is not only when it comes to friends, also to family and relationships. They should have a voice. They should be able to tell you how they feel, what they would like to do, you know, and sometimes you'll get to do the things that you enjoy the most. But it's very nice sometimes to see how happy they can be when you get to do the things they enjoy to do with you as well. And finally, keep in mind that you don't live alone in this world, that you need to live with others who love you and that are affected by you. And in order to maintain your peace with yourself and others, you need to take them into consideration, because again, it's not only about you. My dear friends, I hope you enjoyed this session as much as I did, and that we continue learning that our attitudes and behaviors, the way we act, is a choice that we make. And this month we've been talking about choices. What is the choice that you're going to make if you realize today that you are suffering from that all or nothing attitude? I hope you make the right choice. Hope to see you next week. Until then.